Off to South America. My journey started from Brisbane to Sydney, then Sydney to Santiago, Chile, and finally to Lima, Peru. A total travel time of 25 hours. This trip was with South America's largest airline, LATAM. Though the Brisbane-Sydney leg was operated by Qantas, I ran into a bit of a blunder right at the start. The airport shuttle driver took our entire group to the wrong plane. Fortunately, it was caught in time, and we didn't face a long delay. Transiting at the Santiago airport was quite convenient, just followed the signs. The airport offers charging stations and free Wi-Fi. My flight to Lima was originally scheduled for noon, but due to a mechanical failure on another aircraft, my flight was delayed by 3.5 hours. Passengers on board were quite vocal about their dissatisfaction, clamoring in Spanish for the crew to provide food and drinks. As a first-time flyer with LATAM, my takeaway is this: it's best to pack your own snacks. The onboard meals weren't great in terms of flavor or portion size. On the bright side, the delay allowed me to catch a stunning sunset from above the clouds. I arrived at Lima Airport after 7 p.m. Immigration and baggage claim were surprisingly fast. Once you exit the arrivals hall and cross the pedestrian bridge to the parking lot, across the street, you'll find the pickup point for taxis and ride shares. During that 2-minute walk, I was intercepted by 2 well-dressed young men, claiming to be official Uber drivers, even wore an Uber name tag. They quoted me a flat rate after seeing my destination, which I refused. One of them even tried to trick me by saying the Uber pickup point was far outside the airport and that I'd have to walk a long way. In reality, the official pickup point was less than a minute away to the right. The Uber app provides very clear directions on how to get there. While many people use ESI Maze nowadays for convenience, I decided to go with a physical SIM card, since I'm staying for a while and visiting remote rural areas. I went to a Buy-Tel store, currently the only place I know that sells physical SIM cards to tourists. They set me up with a 30-day 26 gigabytes card for only 50 sols, which is about $15. I'll have to verify later if the coverage is as good in the countryside as the clerk promised. I stayed in the Miraflores district, the main hub for tourists. It faces the Pacific Ocean and features a shopping mall and coastal parks. Starting from the Marriott in Miraflores, you can walk north along the coastline all the way to the Chinese Garden. Along the way, you'll pass the famous Love Park. It seems love locks are a universal symbol. Despite being a tourist hotspot, it didn't feel crowded. Perhaps because it's the off-season. I did wonder if having tennis courts and gyms with such a spectacular ocean view would give people more motivation to exercise. When dining in tourist areas like Miraflores, waiters generally expect a tip. If a 10% service charge isn't on the bill, you should add 10%. If it's already included, no extra tip is necessary unless the service was exceptional. In Peru, you usually have to pay to use public restrooms, and sometimes you need to provide your own toilet paper. Always carry small change and tissues. Speaking of language, download a translation app with text and photo translation features. It's a lifesaver when facing a language barrier. Must-try dish: ceviche, Peru's national dish. It's raw seafood marinated in lime juice and spices. Even though I don't usually eat raw seafood, the marinade is delicious even just mixed with rice. I also tried a small bowl of local Peruvian corn. My third day, which was the second day of the tour, coincided with Peru's national election. This was a historic event featuring a staggering 35 presidential candidates. Our guide warned us the day before to leave valuables at the hotel and only carry essentials in case of protests or unrest. We started our city tour from the Supreme Court. Because it was election day, many places were closed. Voting is mandatory in Peru. You are fined if you don't participate. Alcohol sales are prohibited during the election period. Our guide mentioned that Peru has had 11 presidents or governments in the last 10 years, and corruption has been a major issue. We visited the Plaza de Armas, surrounded by UNESCO World Heritage buildings. The colonial-era architecture is beautiful, including the government palace from the Republican era. However, the guide noted that the government struggles with preservation due to funding issues. We passed the Congressional building, heavily guarded by police, and visited a local market. The guide advised us to wear our backpacks on our fronts to avoid pickpockets, and suggested we avoid the local fruit juices there. Interestingly, Peru has a significant Chinese population, the highest percentage in South America after Brazil. Restaurants labeled chifa serve a fusion of Cantonese and Peruvian cuisine. Later, while buying a water flask, I passed a polling station guarded by soldiers with live ammunition. Seeing that long list of presidential candidates was truly a unique sight. I even found a large, well-stocked supermarket that seemed to be Chinese-owned. That's all for today. See you in the next one.